So YouTube's AI moderation is hitting a lot of people right now, marking their content as inauthentic and going ahead and demonetizing their entire channels. A bunch of channels that are getting demonetized actually are inauthentic. They're full of AI slop crap. But there are also channels like this one that definitely got wrongfully demonetized, and there are tons of people right now that are actually falling victim to YouTube's AI moderation. So there is a guy named Nathan Little on YouTube who makes hand animated videos about this character they created called Sydney the Song Cat. They've been making videos on YouTube for 4 years with their hand animated drawings, and they are actually making pretty much the most authentic type of content that you can think of. I think you guys know where this story is going, right? So they actually got their channel demonetized for inauthentic content. This is his YouTube channel over here, and yeah, he has been making videos for the last 4 years straight, and all of his videos are, again, hand animations done by himself. He actually hand drew all of these animations, put it to life, and like I said earlier, this is like the most authentic type of content that you can think of on YouTube. Somebody doing real animations on their channel, no use of AI, nothing like that, and it just goes to show that YouTube's AI moderation is not able to differentiate between inauthentic content and real art like this. So on April 12th, YouTube told him that his channel has been demonetized for inauthentic content. The demonetization isn't the whole story, but it's where he is right now, and it's something more indie creators are having to reckon with. And shout out to Cartoon Brew and shout out to Jamie Lang for writing this article, because as you guys will see, this story is actually a pretty wild ride. So keep in mind, he had been a part of YouTube's partner program for years and reread the site's policies just in case. He said, like, am I missing something? Maybe in the past 4 years I've missed something. Who knows? So of course he tried to appeal, and I can be the first one to tell you that most of the time the appeal doesn't work. So yep, his appeal didn't work. So he went to creator support and reached through a chatbot, an AI chatbot, by the way. It's not a real person, either a person or someone presenting as one. It's not a person, who told them they would escalate it. A few days later, a template email turned up in his junk folder full of catch-all phrases that didn't point to any specific violation. This is something that I've talked about many times. Myself and many other YouTubers on the platform have been through false strikes, and a lot of times, if not every single time YouTube strikes you, they will actually not tell you what you did wrong, what policy of theirs exactly that you violated. Or in Nathan's case, if they demonetize your entire channel, they will often not tell you exactly how your content was inauthentic, which is a frustrating part, right? Because how are you supposed to improve if YouTube doesn't actually tell you what you did wrong? So when he wrote back to ask if it had come from her, he says she copied and pasted the same language back. He asked plainly whether a human had actually looked at his account and was told the decision was final and the case was closed. Again, this is another lie that YouTube frequently tells, because they've told me that the decision was final and the case has been closed over and over again, and then they would go back and actually remove the false strike from my channel. I went back to the channel and I'm like, do I start deleting stuff? Is that the path forward? I started to delete, and I got like 2 or 3 videos in and thought, this is crazy. There's no way this is being flagged under these policies. By the way, for those of you guys who are getting marked by inauthentic content and getting demonetized, do not delete your videos. Unless you actually feel like your videos are actually violating YouTube's guidelines, then you can delete them. But for the most part, YouTube will actually walk back a bad decision that they made, as long as you make enough noise about it on Twitter. He went back to YouTube and asked again whether anyone could point him to anything specific so he could fix it. He got another reply a few days later in the same template with a different name attached. So pretty much just AI moderated replies. So here is the full email chain, and man, is it frustrating. So for this is the first person who replied to him saying, this is Ellie. I'm following up regarding your channel's demonetization. I want to let you know I've escalated and consulted your case with our internal team. Understand how important this is, blah, blah, blah. So between every response, I replied saying, I don't think I have violated the policy, and I asked if there was any example of violation or any creator support to help me navigate a solution. I asked if there was a caseworker to look into it. So remember, the guy is not just getting the email from YouTube and then just sitting on his booty. He's actually going in and replying. He's going ahead and engaging that conversation to try to make sure that YouTube replies faster. So 2 days later, they say, yep, all right, so we looked at your channel's monetization and it has been suspended due to a failure to comply with YouTube partner programs quality standards regarding original content. Specifically, your material has been flagged as inauthentic, a category that covers mass-produced videos or those lacking significant creative input. This guy is hand-drawing animations, animating them, and putting them on YouTube. I don't really understand how you could get more creative. A dummy like me, I would never be able to do that, so it's just funny that YouTube says that. This includes content that relies heavily on templates, features minimal variation between uploads, or consists of simple slideshows and scrolling text without meaningful commentary or educational substance. Other prohibited examples include narrating third-party website text or uploading modified versions of songs where the only changes are minor adjustments to picture speed. So they say the decision is final and he can reapply in 90 days. This was sent on April 13th. So remember, in between every reply, he's saying, yeah, I don't think I violated any policies. They say your channel's monetization has been put on hold. It didn't meet the community guidelines, blah, blah, blah. And then they pretty much tell him the exact same thing that they told him 4 days prior. It's pretty ironic because they're saying they demonetized this guy's channel for relying heavily on templates, being inauthentic essentially, but yet their emails are inauthentic and they're relying on templates. It is like so ironic it could cure anemia. So then more than a week passes again on April 25th. Hi there, hope you're safe and well. This is Elmi. I am now handling this case. Why does the case need to be handled if you guys just said that it's been final? But regardless, first I want to say I truly understand how upsetting and disheartening the situation must be. So they're trying to like butter him up, act like, oh, it's whatever. Your channel has been reviewed by a human and a final decision has been reached. Unfortunately, we cannot change the decision our internal team made. I understand this isn't the outcome you wanted, blah, blah, blah. So it's funny because the final decision had already been made right over here. It says, while this decision is final for now, blah, 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 you can reapply in 90 days. So why do they need to switch the case over to a completely different person almost 2 weeks later? It doesn't really make any sense. But we might need Billy Mays here but wait, there's more. April 28th now. Hi there. I hope you're safe and well. I understand how you feel about this rejection. It's difficult to accept, especially when you believe it's unfair. Man, they act like they just broke up with this guy or something. Please remember that our internal team follows strict guidelines and we are unable to alter their decision. And that's pretty much where it ends for now. The language was identical. Hello, I hope you are safe and well in both titles. I understand that you are frustrated, but the decision has been made. Again, they were criticizing him essentially for using templates, but they were using templates in the emails that they were sending him. These are apparently different people, Elmi and Ellie. Pretty interesting there, but they're talking in the exact same way. Pretty interesting. And Nathan even said, if it really was a human, it wasn't genuine customer service. Nathan Little has no copyright strikes and no community guideline strikes. Individual videos have, over the years, been flagged for things like kids content categorization or regional music restrictions, but he chalks those up to normal YouTube friction. Yes, this is totally normal, and this does happen to a lot of content creator. But this time it's, basically fix it in 3 months and reapply. So he can't make any money off his YouTube channel for the next 3 months. And that is only considering if YouTube actually accepts his remonetization. They might deny it again. Little is careful to point out that his alleged infraction was not an accusation of AI use and that channels with hundreds of AI generated videos have been left alone. This is very true. YouTube's inauthentic content category, as he summarizes it, is meant to flag mass-produced uploads or content with minimal creative input, things like template slideshows, narrated scrapes, and sped up re-uploads of other people's songs. I think you could have a full AI channel and they would be okay with that. That's not what this is saying. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely okay with that. YouTube CEO Neil Mohan has gone on record several times saying that AI content, even if it's fully AI generated, should not be discriminated against in the YouTube algorithm. What he supposes YouTube is saying is you're repackaging other people's stuff, but Sydney is a 2D cat that one guy rigs in Toon Boom and animates by hand in his living room. The audio isn't always original, but the video always is. The closest he'll come to a guess is that something transferred over from TikTok where the Sydney videos originally started and got picked up differently by YouTube's system. Here's some screenshots of some sketches where he is hand drawing and animating everything on his own. I mean, again, it's so funny that they're saying this is inauthentic content. But again, and this is why I'm making this video, even though I've already made several videos on inauthentic content, Nathan, the guy who made Sydney the cat, is not the only one this is happening to. This is actually happening to tens of thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands of YouTubers right now, where their content is actually real and they are making it on their own, but they are falsely getting marked as inauthentic. Yes, a lot of actually AI generated crap content is getting correctly demonetized, but at the same time, people like this are falling through the cracks as well and getting unfortunately demonetized even though they're putting so much work into their craft. There are so many examples of him actually having real drawings where he went ahead and drew every single scene that he's made in his videos, and again, it's just very sad to see. I am not artistic at all. I mean, I am so bad at art, it is crazy, right? So my mind is just boggled looking at how much effort something like this would take to draw and animate and, put the sound and the audio and everything like that. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, my videos are literally just me screen sharing and yapping with my annoying voice. So if my content can be considered authentic, then a video like this should definitely be considered authentic. I don't understand how YouTube can look at this case, send this guy 5 emails and each time be like, yeah, sorry, buddy, tough luck. I guess you'll just have to reapply in 90 days. Sucks to be you. If an actual human being looked at this guy's channel for more than 30 seconds, they would easily see that this is authentic content. Especially when the guy literally has videos and photos of him drawing everything himself anyways. Like, I don't understand how this could be inauthentic. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. I know this is a huge deal right now on YouTube. Tons of people are getting wrongfully demonetized on YouTube. And it is really unfortunate that the only way you can get YouTube's attention is by making noise on Twitter. Here's a little checklist on what YouTube apparently considers as inauthentic content. So for those of you guys who have been marked with it, just make sure you guys are following the 3 things over here. Good luck to everybody who's trying to get their monetization back. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.